Whoops. All right. We are live. Let's get a few things in order. Started with the speech chat.
At Necrodogs said, paid DLC?
No DLC. It's a free track. It's a modded track. It's a fictional track.
At Big Camera 7 said, at Big Camera 7 said, yes.
How's it going, Big Camera 7?
At Necrodogs.
Ain't no stopping this train! Whoa!
There he is.
All right. I got Samsung in front of me. I just picked up that new game, Samsung, and I'm going to check that out after I get through with this Project Motor Racing stream. So let's boot up Project Motor Racing. Da 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 da. Da, 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 da. It's taking a moment here. Ah, there we go. Once the game gets booted up, I'll get started with my normal diatribe, flap the app, whatever you want to call it. Love this intro.
At Necrodogs. Said. I have 8 minutes until my next Assetto Corsa race. Just
Oh,
wanted to say hi and leave a like first.
hey, I appreciate it, Dogs. I want to have a quick look at something before I get into the opening diatribe. Look at that. So I was watching Graham Games a little while ago before I went
At
live.
Big Camera 7. Said. It wasn't an automatic installation like this, it was supposed to be installed haha. At Necrodogs. Said. Gonna drive some Super GT4 at Red Bull Ring.
Okay, good luck. Yeah, I took a quick look at the track earlier, and I like it. I think the new track kind of reminds me. It's got a little bit of Road Atlanta, a little bit of Road America with a couple of other curves, and I think maybe am I thinking about Lime Rock, where you got a high speed downhill curve. So it kind of feels like those three tracks combined. I took a quick look at it, and it is a tricky track, and I think it does exactly what it set out to do with the weight transfer. On Zolder, there's one chicane at Zolder where it's like no matter what racing game you're on, whether it's ACC. Let me see, what tracks do I know of that have Zolder? Um, I know Project Cars 2, uh, ACC, and now Project Motor Racing. You know, you can get a mod for it on Automobilistic too. But the point being is you hit that chicane and you can feel the weight transfer of the car because you're coming in kind of high and kind of coming in what starts out looking like a wide angle and then it tightens up. So, but look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Um, Now, what I don't know is these letters in front of the username. I don't know if that's I get it. Practice, quali, race. Duh. So I assume that once you hit the refresh, it probably lets you know what state they're in. So this Brianza right here, they're still practicing. That's cool too. So
At
you
Shaolin
already
Monk 4206. Said. What up?
Hey Shaolin Monk, how you doing?
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
Okay, so before I get into anything, I will start by saying that I will be back tomorrow about this same time. Um, I bought a CPU off of eBay to upgrade this computer that I'm sitting at. Um, I bought an i9 11900K, and this computer currently has an i7 9700K.
At Craig Harris 41. Said. Is this Mass Effect talk?
It is, and if anybody disagrees with it, We bury those cockroaches. How you doing, my friend? How you doing, Craig? So this computer that I'm sitting at, the plan is to basically bring it up to the same specs as my secondary PC that's got the 3080 Ti in it. That PC has the aforementioned 3080 Ti along with an i9 12900K, and I saw some benchmark videos, and the i9 12900K gives you about maybe give or take 9 or 10 more frames than the 11900K, so that's close enough. And then the other PC, the secondary PC, also has 32 gigs of DDR5, whereas this PC has 32 gigs of DDR4. So the eventual plan is to bring this computer up to the same specs as my secondary PC, the one that my son's uses. So the reason being is, one, I like being at this computer. This computer is my workhorse. So if I'm going to use this computer every day, I think it's time to go ahead and upgrade it. and and I hate to think that way, but if something terrible would have happened with my main computer with the 4090, if it were to take a dump and it would cost me quite a bit of money to get it back up and running, then this will do the job nicely until that time comes, or even worse yet, if I come across a situation where I would be forced to sell that computer, then I know that this computer will get the job done, because my 3080 Ti PC, it definitely gets the job done. But technically, it is my computer, but technically it's not my computer. I gave it to my son, but he chooses to leave it here because so he'll have a computer to play on when he comes over on the weekend. He has his own computer at home, but at some point, you know, who knows, in the next year or so, he may finally decide to take that computer home. So, so I want to make sure that I'm covered with my lowest spec PC. Okay, so so now we move on to the title of this stream. We got a new track today, High Rock. It is a fictional track. This track was given to us by one of the devs. Sounds like, to me, it sounds like it was a way of saying thank you. Well, rather than let's hear what he's saying word for word. Tracks, High Rock. Okay, as a member of the development team, I wanted to deliver something special that highlights the versatility of our engine beyond the official DLC roadmap. This project serves as a thank you to our community and a technical showcase of what can be achieved within the Mod Hub ecosystem when creative freedom meets professional grade tools. Welcome to High Rock. This is a fictional track designed to push our situation technology to its limits. High Rock was designed specifically to test suspension geometry and weight transfer algorithms, providing visceral feedback for high torque direct drive setups. This track is fully optimized for door-to-door battles with up to 20 drivers, making it the perfect arena for intense multiplayer events. Enjoy the high-speed curves and long straights, which allow exciting slipstream battles. Whether you are navigating the steep elevation changes or drafting down long straights, High Rock demands total commitment. This isn't just another circuit, it's a mountainside challenge where reputations are made in the braking zones and racing lines are pushed to the absolute limit. Master the climb, respect the peaks, and find your rhythm at High Rock. So, the way it was kind of rumored, I thought this was supposed to be one of the tracks as part of the GT 500 DLC. I mean, leading up to that DLC, it was rumored that we were going to get 9 cars. We were going to get a real life track. That was Traxian GG and Overtake GG that was talking about that. We were expected to get 9 cars and 2 tracks, one real life track and one fictional track. And they had already said that High Rock was the fictional track. Um, so I checked it out. It's a good looking track. I definitely like it. Um, It's definitely going to be a learning curve because some of these curves are on inclines and declines, and they're blind changes of elevation. And guess why we're here? Let's do a lap or two on it. Naturally, I'll use my trusty Porsche. Whoops. Also forgot to mention while we're here, as part of the opening diatribe, that this weekend Project Motor Racing is free on Xbox. I would imagine that you still need Xbox Game Pass in order to play online. Xbox Game Pass Core basically replaced Xbox Live. In the past, you needed Xbox Live in order to race online. They did away with Xbox Live and basically rebranded it as Xbox Game Pass Core, which gives you a few games. I don't know. I think it gives you like 15 games with your monthly subscription, as well as the ability to play games online. So you'll probably still need that in order to race online. But it is a free weekend, so if you have no interest in playing online, you can. It's still worth a look anyway. So, and this coincides with the DLC that we just got. I would imagine at some point in the near future, they'll probably do the same thing for PlayStation, where they get a free weekend to try out Project Motor Racing. I mean, in all fairness, you know, we got a free weekend.
Said, "Hey Lincoln." At Cruza923 said, "I haven't driven through High Rock Circuit yet, but I heard from some players from various streams that this track resembles Maple Valley track from Forza Motorsport series."
Now, I've seen Xbox One Kenobi say that as well, that it resembled Maple Valley. How's it going, Trevkin? Like the slalom, there's kind of a slalom on this track that goes downhill. That part of it reminds me of Road Atlanta. There's a couple of left turns on there that kind of feel like Road America. And Maple Valley, I've never really dived into that track on Forza. So I guess I chose like Lime Rock or something like that as another track that somewhat resembles. Let's do a couple of laps. Let's go. This is tricky right here, going through this tunnel. Yep, that's the Road Atlanta part right there. I wonder how many people are going to try this track out when they add it to the ranked races rotation. That'll catch you right there. You already got to have the brake applied before you even get to that downhill, before you get to that drop off.
At RSR Pocahontas Ping said, "Hey Lincoln HRU, hello chat."
Oh, ooh, Pocahontas.
Ain't no
How you
stopping
doing?
this train. Whoa!
Thank you for dropping in. Appreciate it. Yeah, that's definitely a Road Atlanta resemblance right there. Right here, you gotta have those brakes ready right there, or you'll shoot right off the track. Oh.
At RSR Pocahontas King said, I'm okay, thanks for asking, how has your day been?
My day's pretty good. Thank you for asking. Appreciate it. Ooh, got greedy. I break that to 50 meter. You got to break a little bit sooner than that. Ah, crap. Oh, shit! Wasn't paying attention, to damn near late again. Right here. You got to break at the 100-meter marker in order to take that corner good and not lose momentum. All right. I like that track, but I gotta put some time in and learn it. And I don't want to do any on the fly or on the job training, so to speak. Plus, I want to get some championship points in the ranked races. You know, Project Motor Racing is definitely going to. Oh shit! It crashed. The same thing happened to me before. When I came out of that track and then tried to jump into rank races, it crashed on me then too. So I'd imagine that's probably just a hot fix. So no big deal. I mean, that kind of happens with just about any game where they come out with a new, where they come out with an update. Sometimes they go 5 steps forward and 1 step backwards. They address a lot of bugs, and it may create one more new one that was unforeseen. And usually gets taken care of within a few days, if not a few hours.
At Cruza923 said, "This has happened to me as well."
Yeah, I just it's probably just a bug that surfaced. Adding the new DLC and looked like they added a couple of other things too, a couple of other minor quality of life improvements. Damn, do I do this?
At Cruza923 said, "I can tolerate this as long as this doesn't happen while I'm on the track."
Yeah, I can agree with that. Let's see here. 6 laps. Damn, but already missed round one. So I kind of don't want to do this. I would be racing just to race because this is round two and I didn't do round one. And I want to do races in tracks where I've already at least did round one. So the next track coming up would be Takamiya. After that, let me see. I don't think I did the GT Pro Cup. No, Canadian Motorsports. No, I know for a fact I didn't do that one. GT3, naturally, there's going to be some people on that one. Because I will say that Project Motor Racing has grown enough that at least the GT3 races are populated. You can always find a GT3 race now, whereas when this game first came out, the player base was so low and it was under such fire that the only time you could really get a race in was during the UK primetime hours. But now you can get a race in at just about any time, at least with the GT3s. So it's got 14 minutes to go. And even though there's only 2 people registered for the race, don't be fooled. It'll probably, from what I've been seeing lately, it'll have anywhere between 20 and 30 players by the time the race actually starts. The online stability is improved a little bit. I did about 7 races yesterday, and I saw a rubber band only once. And then one thing that's still an issue, but it's kind of not an issue, when it appears when people disconnect during the middle of a race, their car freezes right in the middle of the track, but it turns into a ghost. But when you initially see the car, yeah, your reaction is to try to swerve and avoid it. But after a couple of laps, you'll see that it's a ghost car and you'll just drive right through it. So at the very least, if they can't get rid of the car during the disconnect, hopefully they can at least turn the car transparent so you know that you can drive right through it as soon as you see it. And that's the only other issue I have right now with online is that I think
At Cruza923 said, "Yeah, The GT3 ranked races are usually populated with around 30 plus players.
Yeah. I think who was it that was live earlier? It was either Boris or EJ, and I think around the time that a GT3 race started, there was about like 50 people. The most I've seen, I think, was 53, and I think someone else in the chat
At
on one of my.
Cruza923 said, I saw several Porsche 992 Sprint Series ranked races with frequent 30 plus drivers as well earlier today.
That seems to be another popular one. But that's the beauty of these ranked races, that no matter what your preferred car class is, there is a race there. It's just a matter of whether it'll be populated or not. Now, since we're on this subject of all these ranked races, let's talk about I think what's going to happen with the Xbox people getting a free weekend of Project Motor Racing, and what will happen when the PlayStation side gets that free weekend. I think this game versus Forza has more daily events. I mean, I think they have like 17 daily events, but it's only a couple of more than Project Motor Racing. But the better part about Project Motor Racing is it's in a championship format. So if you get your points in from round one, then you basically commit to trying to win that championship and try to get your points through all 4 rounds. Whereas all the other games that's got ranked races, they're not really in a championship format. You go in, you do the one race, and you get your driver rank and you get your safety rank, and that's kind of it. But with this format, you're working your way towards trying to win a championship, and this championship takes place over the course of a month. And so the Forza users checking this game out for the free weekend, I think they're definitely going to like this game. So if they want, don't get me wrong, Forza has a lot of race cars. I say as far as GT3
At
goes,
Cruza923 said, I'm just sad that most ranked races of my favorite car classes don't get many folks.
Give it time. As this game continues to grow, more people are going to check those other classes out. Let me get registered for this GT3 race. I'm still currently, where am I at? I don't see my name. There it is. Okay, I'm currently 49th. Let's go ahead and register. And then I'll keep blabbing after I get registered. Okay. So I think with the Forza people, when they check this game out for the free weekend, I don't know if they'll understand that these ranked races are in a championship format and it takes place over the course of a month. I don't know if they'll understand that part, but they will see that it has almost as many events as Forza. And the other thing is, it's all pure race cars on this game. No road cars. That's what I love about this game. It's all race car, no road cars. I don't want to drive road cars. I see them on the road every single day. Even a car like a Corvette that could be considered an exotic sports car, you still, here in America, you probably see a Corvette at least once a day. So I don't want to drive the road version of a Corvette. I do want to drive the GT3 version of a Corvette, a GTE version of a Corvette. And I think I think the GT7
At
users.
Cruza923 said. Exactly. No
So,
road cars on PMR, please.
yeah, I love that. Now, the GT7 users, I think the majority of GT7 users are people that want to drive road cars. They collect cars. A lot of them want to drive these road cars in VR. You know, I've said that before, that a lot of those users on GT7, probably a lot of them haven't even sniffed the inside of a Bugatti. I haven't either. Um, and so for them to actually drive it in VR would, would be a fantasy to some of them. So those ones, you're not going to pull them off of GT7 and get them to convert to Project Motor Racing.
At
But
Oil Slick 13 said. I'm in the NGT race at the same time.
good luck. Good luck. Now, the users on GT7 that like ranked races, I think a small percentage of them will come over to Project Motor Racing. So yeah, I think they'll get a few users. But I think that
At Cruza923 said. Love the NGTS.
yeah, that's another good class. Uh, Doggone it, something else I was gonna say, and I forgot just that quick. And I know it was relative to GT7 versus Project Motor Racing. Oh, we're up to 12. I can grab a quick drink. And since this headset is wireless, I can still move about and talk to you guys while I head to the kitchen. All righty. I'm going to take the headset off for a second because I don't want you guys to hear me gulping. I think that can be a pet peeve of mine, and I think it's a bit disrespectful. Okay, coming coming back into view about 3, 2, 1. All right, let me see what my numbers are looking like. I'm really excited about putting this new CPU in in this PC tomorrow. I mean, right now, I have it set where it runs pretty good and I've got no issues, but I want the extra overhead for the VR. And that's more or less why I'm upgrading this PC. You know, the other two PCs, there's really no need to upgrade them anymore. The 3080 Ti that my son uses, that PC, the games that he play, they're very, very, very low demanding games, and it doesn't even scratch that PC. And then this one out here, the other one out here with the 4090, I mean, it's still the mountaintop as far as I'm concerned. It's not a 5090, but it's the next best thing in terms of raw rasterization. All right, we're up to 28 people. So yeah, this plays out just like any other racing game. Rank races where people seem to wait until the
At Oil
last
Slick
second.
13 said. Sure I'll do the GT3 again. I'm honestly not loving GT3 currently.
Can you imagine if they would have followed through with their original plans with this game and not put GT3s in here? Um, I think when this game was supposed to be called GT Revival or something, and it wasn't going to have GT3s and hypercars, I was going to be okay with it. But I think in order to gain the biggest possible user base, they were going to have to include GT3s. I think any racing game that focuses on road racing, I think any racing game that does not have GT3s would be like McDonald's with no burgers. You're only going to get about 2 people that's going to come in and buy the chicken McNuggets, and that's it. So they had to put GT3s in this game.
At Cruiser923 said, it would have been a catastrophic move to not have GT3 cars.
Agreed. Definitely agreed on that. But I'm under the impression from what people have said that they made the last minute decision to add the hypercars and the GT3s, which, let's face it, as of right now, I think Le Mans Ultimate as well as the real life WEC have made the GT3s and the hypercars the most popular classes in racing today. You also couple that with the fact that ACC has fallen off, because ACC had the GT3s all locked up to themselves. Look at this, 41.
At Cruiser923 said, have to attract the mainstream crowd somehow.
Exactly.
And the GT3 class can do that.
And so, as far as GT7 goes, that was a big move for them to add this 992 as well as the Ferrari 296 to GT7. That was a huge move. I think now, based on how Sony and Polyphony Digital move, we'll probably see the PS6 in late 2027 or by mid 2028. So you could probably expect GT8 at the earliest, in my opinion, probably 2029. That's a lot of time between now and then. So I think the GT7 should add one more GT3 to the lineup, and I think it should be the BMW M4, because that is a very popular car across all racing games that have GT3s. I mean, no matter which racing game I play, Forza, ACC, Le Mans Ultimate, Race Room, Automobilista 2, like all those, and those are the ones that I can think of offhand. All those games, you go into a GT3 race, at least one person is using the BMW M4. So I think if it were up to me, I would love to see GT7 add the Corvette Z06. But I think the smart move would be to add the BMW M4. Because I know when that car first came out on ACC, that was the car that everybody used. They didn't even look at any of the other cars. It was just overwhelmed with the BMW. And then same thing happened with Le Mans Ultimate. And now even with AC Evo, they recently added the BMW M4. And so I haven't been in any ranked races, but I'd imagine it's probably got to be getting used quite a bit. Let's go. dude tried. Oh my God.
Take it steady for the first 2 laps, mate. Tyres are cold.
What was the point of that?
They're in the window.
Aye! Lap invalidated. Oh, I see oil slick. All right. Oh, damn it. I might as well let him through. I invalidated the lap, so I might as well just let him through.
Okay, let's push the pole. Give it everything you've got.
That lap was dog shit, but at least I got a lap registered. All right. So, we saw no hiccups with
At
that
Oil
session.
Slick 13 said, "That damn Lamborghini gave me big damage on the outlap. I was screwed."
Oh, no shit. Yeah, let me plug this up. Fastest lap was 144.5, and I've gotten into the 143s before, so I know I'm capable of winning this race. Look, oh shit, I'm sorry, shit, this oil slick with the pole. And he said he got wrecked out, so I'd imagine he could have gotten into the 143s or better if he hadn't got wrecked out. Okay. All right, good shit, oil slick. Look like you're in position to win this race.
At Oil Slick 13 said, 41s are fast here. At Oil Slick 13 said, even 40s.
Well, once this game gets VR support, I can definitely, I can consistently get into the 43s, and it won't be a one-off. And maybe I can get into the 142s, but yeah, but right now, you know, the moons have to be in perfect alignment just for me to hit 43s. But good to see that there wasn't any online issues. I didn't see any rubber banding. I didn't see anybody quit and the car just froze in the middle of the track. So yeah, the online stability keeps getting better and better with each update.
Let's get a good launch and overtake some cars. You can do it.
Touche. The fastest first sector. How about that? Knew that was going to happen. I knew sooner or later somebody was going to dive bomb and rear end me. What an idiot. And unfortunately, the over-aggressive driving with people forcing their way underneath, that is starting to become a problem. That is not a Project Motor Racing thing. That is a sim racing problem. So I think that that Mr. Leahy in front of me in the orange AMG, he's pushing people off the track. Yep, he got what he deserved. That's what happens when people get over aggressive and they can't keep that shit under control. Ooh, what the hell was he doing? And he killed my lap doing that sudden braking. Yeah, he's going for it, so go ahead, take it. He's got a penalty anyway, so unless he beats me by 2 seconds, this doesn't mean anything. He did all that just to go off the track. This stuff oil slick.
I spun last lap faced with tears of joy.
Hey, you still won the race though. 140 or 143.1. That's a pretty damn good lap. That is a damn good lap. So where's this Mr. Leahy? You know, because he pushed me wide. Not even going to bother with a replay or anything like that because this is starting to become an issue with Project Motor Racing. The over aggressive drivers pushing people off the track.
At Oil Slick 13 said, I had a 42 last lap and pushed too hard.
Oh shit. Unfortunate, my brother. Well, let's get registered for the next one. If you're still watching Oil Slick, you're gonna jump in the next race? I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
At Oil Slick 13 said, may try BMW next.
That's the other thing. I need to get off of this shit and try other cars. Now, as far as the GT3 goes, my 3 cars are the Porsche, the Corvette, and the Acura. And the Acura doesn't do anything that makes me feel like I would have an advantage. I just like to, when I drive that car, I just like to be different. It's a decent car. It doesn't, like the Porsche is twitchy, but once you get locked into the Porsche, I mean, I feel like the Porsche is the superior car on here, and maybe even the Corvette.
At Oil Slick 13 said, I just use something front engine.
Oh, okay. All right, I got you. Sorry if you guys heard that burp. Hey, look at that, 2 minutes and we're already up to 20 registered users. So yeah, again, if they wouldn't have added GT3s to this game, that would have been That would have been a huge miss.
At hole in Dan suck. Said Lincoln and the crew.
Dan Sock.
Ain't no stopping this train. Whoa!
How's it going, good sir? So I have no wins, no poles in GT3s. Let's see here. What we got for stats? I did get one podium with this car. I did get a win with this Ford, with the Ford GT. I got a podium with this. Ironically, this the Corvette, when this game first came out, this GTE Corvette was twitchy. The Ford GT was the best car in GTE. I got 2 podiums with this car out of 4 starts. Damn. 2 starts with the AMG and 2 podiums. Eh. These GTOs is raw horsepower, but I think they're kind of a nightmare to drive. These GT500s are they're unbelievable. They're fast and they handle wonderful. See here, this Acura, nothing. 2 starts, nothing. And then the Corvette GT3, I've only done 1 ranked race. Damn. This Audi GT4, I'll never use that again. The car's got 7 gears and it just threw me off. That's another car that was kind of difficult to drive. This GT4 was all right. I love the way this BMW GT M.2 sounds. Same with this Corvette C7. I like the way that sounds. Okay, we're up to 25 people. 26? All right, 26 it is. So yeah, folks, just a reminder, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm guessing maybe around 8 p.m. Eastern time. So for those of you over in the UK, it'll probably be about 1 a.m. Because basically I will be testing my PC after I upgrade the CPU. The CPU usage isn't even really going to be an issue. I think the big thing that I'm going to be keeping my eye on would be the temperature. I mean, with the settings that I have now, the CPU doesn't really get, the temperature seems to hover around 80 degrees Celsius. So yeah, that race that we just went through, that was a prime example of, I probably think the only thing they really need to fix with the online stability is the ghosting. Because there were cars that I thought I was going to hit them and ghosted right through them. And then there were cars that I wasn't sure if they were a ghost or not, and then I tapped them and got slight damage. Let's go one more click. All right, let's see what we got. Get that out the way. Uh-oh, we got a problem. If you look in 19th place, there's a guy named Twitchy Squirrel. He was deliberately wrecking people the last time I was in a session with him. I feel that this guy is trying to become the Kimi Vellicini of Project Motor Racing. So I will definitely save the replay, and we will come back and see what this guy has done. Because yeah, I think he's looking to make a name for himself as being the dirtiest driver on Project Motor Racing. Come on, dude, move it. Well, if you don't move this time, I'm going to press your ass. Oh, he tried to push me off the track, but unfortunately he turned into a ghost. So since he's a ghost, let me go ahead and get past him.
mate. That's the fastest lap of anyone. Session over. Check and flag this lap.
I lost time. Damn it. Lap invalidated? Oh my God. Oh my God.
At Oil Slick 13 said, not liking the BMW.
Oh. I've never really put that much time into the BMW, and this, I guess, one of the reasons why I don't mess around with the BMW too much, because it's too popular of a car.
At Necrodogs said, too bad, it would have been low 44.
Yeah. Oh well. That chicane is weird. That last chicane.
At Necrodogs said, or high 43 even.
Yeah. A high 43 would have been nice. So Twitchy Squirrel is in. I should block his ass. I'm not going to do it this race because I want to see if he gets down and dirty like he did last time.
At Necrodogs said, AHH the wrecker from the other night.
Yeah, so I want to see what he does. I could have blocked him, but I want to see what he does this race.
Let's get a good launch. Focus on those lights.
At Necrodogs said, good luck.
Thank you. And didn't want no smoke with Oil Slick, so I had to let him go. Oh, no, 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 no. Yeah, the fastest first sector. Well, how about that? Fastest second sector. I'm not very good at that chicane. That's all to it.
Slow down and move off the racing line. You've been given a penalty for track limits.
Yeah. That was absolutely garbage. I definitely messed that turn up. Oh, come on, Slick, don't do that. Oh, he must, I'm guessing he had to serve a penalty.
At Oil Slick 13 said, "Hood was so damaged I couldn't see shit, haha." At Oil Slick 13 said, "Had to slow down."
Yeah, that's what I figured. I figured you had a slowdown penalty, but for the hood to be so damaged you couldn't see shit?
At Necrodogs said, "GGS."
Yeah. Even with the BMW, I still think Oil Slick would have won that race, or could have won it.
At Oil Slick 13 said, "But that cat ain't it. Man, I'm telling you I was driving blind, haha."
Yeah. Still good finish, and I promise I'll give you a better fight once we get the VR
At Oil
support.
Slick 13 said, "Back to Mustang." At Necrodogs said, "The PMR BMW is poop." At Necrodogs said, "I like the Lombo and Porsche."
The BMW is still I still think it's a popular car though. But looks like this race, Necrodogs was the only one that used it. I'm sorry, Oil Slick. It looks like he's the only one that used the BMW this race. Yeah, as the saying goes, we got to do that one more again. Uh, I'm tempted to experiment to this race, but I do want to use a car that I somewhat know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a go with the Acura this time. Like any of these other cars that I've barely touched, I would have to practice them off, offline. We're up to 30, 16 people. Once again, folks, I'll be right back. Grab another drink and turn on the AC. It's getting a little bit warm in here. Okay. Let's step a little bit. Okay. You said you like the Lambo and the Porsche. All right, cool. Now, my goal on here is to win at least one championship. I think Boris is trying to win all 15 of them. Now, what I don't know is if he's trying to do offline championships or not, but I know that he's trying to win all 15 championships.
At Oil Slick 13 said, Porsche is top currently, but I can't drive that thing.
I
At
love
Necrodogs said, it's 5 a.m. here, so I'm going to bed. Have
okay.
fun.
Same to you. Thanks for dropping in.
Ain't no
Have a good
stopping
night,
this
good
train.
morning. I appreciate it.
Whoa!
A little bit of every now and then I'll talk about my car history, where here in America, back in the 80s, American cars were junk. So I used to make the joke that I'd call American cars American junk, and it was the Japanese cars that forced America to build better cars. I mean, they were sending cars over here by the boatloads. They had great gas mileage and they were dependable. And then once they stepped their game up and started offering you that same quality, that same, reliability, and then put luxury with it, that put some serious pressure on America. So now you got, instead of Cadillacs and Lincolns, you got Infinity and Lexus coming in there and threatening them. So they had to start building better cars. So you fast forward to me being a sim racer. Um, when I started out using the Corvette, I actually started out using the Corvette on Automobilista too. And I started out using the C8 GTE, and I did it for a joke, like American junk, ha ha ha. And then after that, I developed a soft spot for the Corvette because it was an American car, and I just started using it more and more and more. And then I felt like, okay, if I went a race in the Corvette, it would be, all the more gratifying. So slowly but surely, the Corvette became my car across the board on all racing games. So I definitely use the Corvette GTE on Le Mans Ultimate. No ifs, ands, or buts. I also use the Corvette Z06 in the GT3s. I started out using the Corvette here on Project Motor Racing, but once it turned out to be the meta car, I backed off of it and went to the Porsche, and now it sounds like the Porsche is the meta car. What other games did I use the Corvette? I used the Corvette on Forza Motorsports, but it's way too twitchy. All right, we're in a different car. Let's see what we got. So this car does not turn as good as the Porsche, so I have to brake a little bit earlier and put a little more input into it. Move it, dude. Actually, this Acura doesn't turn too bad. It's just that back end is a little bit slippery. Ooh, ooh. Now that, I just saw a rubber band. Oof.
Five minutes remaining.
At Kyle Simpson 5331 said,
Ah.
Alright, I'm reinstalling PMR to see if it will actually run on my 5090 finally.
You got a 5090 and have it? Oh, you got to be kidding me. My other PC, my main PC is a 4090. Fact of the matter is, all of my PCs, this game runs good on all three of my PCs. Okay, so what I'm starting to find out about this Acura is if you release the brake, it turns okay, but it doesn't trail brake very good.
At Kyle Simpson 5331 said, "Yep, it's never ran, it has had some type of bug. The game will go slower and then suddenly it's like in fast forward."
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you there, because if you got a 5090, chances are you got a pretty good CPU as well. This is my lowest spec PC, and as the title says, it's got a 3070 Ti. It's got an i7 11700K, 32 gigs of DDR4.
At Kyle Simpson 5331 said, 9800X 3D.
Okay, my PC with the 4090 has a 7800 X3D. So you definitely got a beast of a machine.
Checkered flag out. Session is done.
Yeah, this car does not trail brake very good. This isn't going to be a very good race. If you brake at the correct brake marker and you lift, the car will rotate and it will turn pretty good. But if you try to hit the brakes at the last second and trail brake it through corners, it does not turn very well. But in any case, let's get in there and bury these cockroaches.
Didn't go away today.
At Oil
Let's
Slick
try and
13
limit the damage in the race.
said, do many slow cars messing up laps?
Yeah, and the thing about it is that's something. And the thing about that oil slick, and I've already said this multiple times, is that when a car's in front of you, you don't know if they're a ghost or not. So you don't know if you should try to go through them. So I think that they should follow the GT7 formula, and any cars that's having ping issues or whatever, make them transparent so that you know that you can go through them. That's also scary when somebody dive bombs and you don't know if they're a ghost or not. You don't know if they're going to ghost right through you or if they're going to hit you and knock you off the track. So, so all in all, the online stability they've made huge strides. But again, that's the one part that I'm asking for them to sort out is not knowing whether a car is a ghost or not. You know, make it so we can see. Make the cars transparent.
Okay, mate, you can do this. Let's stay out of trouble in the first few corners.
Oh shit, I qualified 11. Holy shit. Here come the dive bombers. Yup, knew it. Yeah, this is going to get dicey between those two. Wow. That Audi's trying to push people off the
At
track.
Kyle Simpson 5331 said, does it get stuck on the initial load screen often?
No,
It's
no.
been over 5 minutes.
No. And I don't even have this game on. Good. Actually, I do have this game on the SSD. But no, it doesn't take long to load. All right. Oh, this fucking dive bombing. He got a penalty. He didn't want to give up that position.
At Oil Slick 13 said, TT Giffen, dirty. At Oil Slick 13 said, purposely ramming.
Oh. But as I said before, that is becoming a problem on this game. Unfortunately, that's the it's good and it's bad. It's a sign of the growth of the game, but not in the way that I want to see it. What the hell? All right, so the rubber banding cost me on that one. Oh my God. I got to get past.
Luke YT said, I'm walking on the treadmill, person lifting weights, male sign.
Oh, cool. Got to get your exercise in. Yeah, that guy had a bad connection or something. And I mean, he kind of ruined everybody's race because that rubber banding, I hit him.
At Adrenaluke YT said, I saw you in Graham's chat.
Yeah, I said what's up to you. Where'd you end up? Oil slick? Or did you do a DNF? Oh shit. A DQ? Yeah, now that podium chaser, I seen him do some questionable shit. Last race, the podium chaser, I seen him do some questionable shit. And that twitchy squirrel guy was in this race, so he might have been doing some dirty shit. So we might have had two possible dirty drivers this race. So I'm going to save the replay and we are going to go back and have a look at it. This NSX, I think it's fun to drive and it handles smoothly, but it doesn't feel very fast. Oh, you said TT Griffin. Okay, so he's in a Corvette. All right, so we might have three dirty.
Luke YT said, I've been thinking about what you said about LMU and how you need to brake to load the fronts, and I think you are right.
The bottom line with Le Mans Ultimate, the cars do not rotate on there. Even when the tires are warm, the cars do not rotate. You have to keep hitting the brakes to make the car rotate. This game, once the tires warm up, you get to your brake point and you lift. If you turn the wheel enough, the car will rotate. Same thing with Automobilista 2. When the tires are cold, it feels like you're on ice. Damn, I forgot to save the replay. With Automobilista 2, you start out like you're on ice, and once the tires get warmed up, the car rotates.
At Adrenaluke YT said, I fully agree.
In Le Mans Ultimate, honestly, I probably say the last couple of months, I have not had all that much fun with Le Mans Ultimate because when the cars drive like you're on ice, it's scary every corner you come to. You don't know if you're going to slide off, if you're going to understeer right off the track. With this game, once the tires warm up and you get dialed in, you can be aggressive and you're not scared of something bad happening. And that's like it's total fear with Le Mans Ultimate. Every single corner I approach, I'm scared something's gonna happen because the cars don't rotate; they slide right off the track. Now the GTEs on Le Mans Ultimate, the handling on those cars are pretty good because you can use soft tires on those cars. But yeah, with the GT3s, that really kind of bugs me that you're doing a 20-minute race.
At
And
Adrenaluke YT said, yeah, race cars are supposed to be predictable.
So on a track like Spa in the GT3s, your lap times are going to be roughly, between 2 minutes and 20 seconds down to like 2:15 for the aliens. Um I can get into the 220s on Le Mans Ultimate, but it's a scary 220. Every single corner I'm terrified. This game here, I think I've gotten into the 217s with the GT3s on Spa, but once the tires warmed up, I there was no fear. I had no fear. In fact, each passing lap, I was getting more and more aggressive, and with each passing lap, I was asking myself, where can I find some more time? Because I'm feeling like I left time on the table somewhere. Whereas on Le Mans Ultimate, I feel like each lap is survival. It's not even a lap where I'm trying to get faster. It's a lap where I'm trying to stay alive. That's not, to me, that's not fun. When I'm aggressive with a car and I can trust the car, if there's slower cars in front of me, I can calculate exactly where I'm going to try to take him. On Le Mans Ultimate, if I'm closing in on a slower car, I pray to God that he doesn't suddenly hit the brakes, because if he does, I'm going to slide right into the back of him. And it's also a situation where I got to flash the guy and hope that he's polite enough to let me through, where I have to ask him to let me through. Whereas on Project Motor Racing, I'll flash a guy once to ask him to let me through, and if he doesn't, then I'll just like calculate where I'm going to try to take him. I'll stay on his ass and try to keep pressure on him, and then I'll try to calculate exactly where I'm going to take him. It's to me, it's controlled aggression. I don't mind cars being aggressive as long as they can control it. I said Le Mans Ultimate is fear every single lap, and then you got the dive bombers coming in on those ice cold tires, sliding into somebody, causing a huge wreck. It hasn't been fun. Well, I guess we could take a moment since and have a look at that twitchy squirrel and see if he was driving dirty. I'm gonna have to start deleting some of these replays so I can free up space on my storage. Only reason a lot of times, if I have a good race or if I have a race where I think I might need to report somebody, then I save it. All right, so let's find Mr. Squirrel. Well, there's Oil Slick. Here he is. All right, so let's see if he was dirty. So this is Mr. Twitchy Squirrel, who may be trying to establish himself as the new Kimi Bellicini. Well, I can't blame him. Like that right there, I can't blame him. I think those Porsches, those two Porsche, I think they took a stupid chance trying to go up underneath somebody at a chicane. So I can't blame Twitchy Squirrel on that one. Yeah, I'm starting to think more and more he might be using a controller. One thing I like about Le Mans Ultimate, when you watch the replays, you also see the telemetries, so you can see exactly what their brake, throttle, and steering inputs are at a particular situation, so you can try to determine whether he did it on purpose or not. And here we go. I think he must have discovered a glitch, because there's two parts on this track where he cuts across the chicanes. So I don't know if it's a glitch or it's a situation where he gained so much time that it was worth taking a chance on the penalty. Yeah, I definitely think he's using a controller. And that might be half the problem right there. I think I might have gave him a little too much credit for his driving abilities a couple of days ago. Yeah, I mean, I think he's using a controller. If he's using a controller, chances are he's on a console. So I want to see if he cuts across that chicane again. Right here. He cut across there last time. Nope, he did it right this time. All right. All right, delete. Yes. Delete. Yes. Delete. Yes. I'll come back and delete these other ones. All right, let's head back to the rank, see what we got. But I think first, maybe we'll have a look at the custom lobbies. Earlier today, when I was looking at, still a good amount of custom lobbies. I think, what do we got? How many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I think earlier when I was watching Graham Games and watching Jester, there was about 20 lobbies in here. So that's another testament to the growth of this game. There's EJ. Maybe what? Oh, I can't join. He may have already started it. Nope, I can't join. So I know he had already said in one of his streams he's got, he's got the PS5 version of this game and he's got the PC version of this game. Now, same thing with me. I have the PC version. When you see Lincoln Clay, I'm on PC. When you see Lincoln Clay 670, I'm on PS5. So what I want to know is if I can't join it, sort. Nürburgring user. Oh, they're in the actual race. Okay, so I can't join. So that's basically what it was. EJ's lobby is already underway, and I guess you can kind of just keep an eye on this to see when you can jump in. You can join that one. Oh, he already started it. Well, I got the Porsche. I'll go ahead and keep it. He's got this set for 5 laps. He just killed the countdown. Here, let me ready up. Once he sees that he's the only one that has it readied up, yeah, maybe he'll start the countdown. All right. It's been a while since I've been on Daytona. Let's see what we got for setup. Let's go. Turn 1 is the one turn I've really got an issue with on this track. I love how I can hear that Corvette even though he's a little ways up there.
You fastest lap. Great job.
Porsche feels pretty damn good on this track. Feels pretty damn good on this track. Shit, the Porsche might be the cheat code on this track. All right, let's see if we can get an unofficial win.
Yes, that's pole position. Amazing result, mate.
Even though only 2 of us set a lap. I gotta admit, on GT7, this Porsche is fun to drive as well there too. I would probably say out of all the games that have this Porsche, is the most fun to drive here on PMR. Possibly GT7 might be second. Automobilist to 2, third.
You've got one job. Just stay in front. Take the win.
The car is super, super twitchy on Forza Motorsports. Yeah, we got off to a bad start.
Nice work. That's the fastest lap. Keep sending it.
Oh, really? He tried to pinch me against the wall. I thought I gained time on that corner. I lost time. I got greedy. Oh, that guy that tried to pinch me against the wall got DQ. Wonder what that was all about. Oh, dude tried to hit me. Can you believe that? Dude tried to hit me. So that probably means he's going to be waiting for me this last lap.
Great job so far. Final lap now. Keep focused.
Lost a lot of time there. I'm not even going to bother saving a race, saving a replay of a race, of a custom race. Oh shit, it's already after midnight. Yeah, the Porsche felt really, really good on that track. It didn't feel twitchy or anything. I mean, my steering inputs was smooth and right on the racing line. And I think this race comes down as far as me being aggressive or more aggressive and trying to get more time. I need VR. I need my VR. Other than that snafu when that guy tried to pinch me against the wall, I didn't see anything that looked weird as far as the online stability goes. Ooh, excuse me, folks. Kind of wish the servers didn't make you do a full cooldown lap before you leave the session. All right, let me out of here. Nope, no dice. Won't let me leave yet.
Yes, mate. Amazing drive. You are the winner.
Yeah, none this. This is why I like rank races, so I can go up against the top of the heap. Now the new race, the new track, High Rock, I definitely like that track, but I guess I'll be on the lookout for it when it gets inserted into the rank races, because that's the bottom line when it comes to um online. I prefer rank races over custom lobbies. I mean, custom lobbies is cool. EJ's got, looks like he's got something going on here. 8 laps. Oh shit, he's got 4 different car classes in there. There's gonna be chaos that race. Ugh. So I did not gain any points today in GT3. So I think tomorrow, where are we at? Nope, no points there. I do have points in the GT 500. So, and that Takamiya is a pretty good track. I like that track. So I think tomorrow, that's what we'll shoot for. Hell, I might even do 2 streams tomorrow. Because I'm going to shut this one down shortly, and maybe jump into another session, jump do another stream when I wake up in the morning, and then do another stream later on that evening after I put the CPU, after I put the new CPU in the computer and see what we got there. So yeah, we might be looking at 2 streams tomorrow, because I think how much time do we got? 3 days left in round 2. 3 days, 19 hours. See, the GTE, I don't know that track that well, and I only have 12 points in the championship standing, so no, nothing there. GT Pro Cup. I think I got some good. I think I'm right here in the 992 Sprint Series. Ah, damn. Nope. So it looks like that's going to be my focus to finish up as best I can in the GT 500 Championship and the GT3. Yep. So that's where we'll go. Get up in the morning, see about getting a couple of GT 500 Evo races in, so I can get some points in the second round, because I've got 3 days to do that. So right there, that 26 points, that's not good. So we're gonna have some monster finishes. So yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah, I think I'll go ahead and shut it down, get up in the morning, do a few practice laps, and then see about going live. But I'm buying this CPU off of eBay. So unless it does not work, I am 100% going live tomorrow evening. So that is pretty much a promise. And then as far as me getting up here in a few hours and doing another stream when I wake up, uh, yeah, as long as I don't, if I get up early enough to get a good stream in for a couple of hours, then yeah, I'll do that too. Um, so I think I'm going to leave it there. Shout out to Straightforward Studios. I think the online stability continues to get better and better, and I think where we're at now with the online stability is the people with shitty internet. They are the ones I think are starting to stand out. So if everybody's got a good connection, it's definitely a pleasant experience. So I think out of the races that I've done today, I think we only had one race where the rubber banding was obvious. So I'll take that. All right. Cue up the stream ending soon. All right. Once again, thank you so much. Again, we'll look to see you in a few hours when I wake up. But if not, we will definitely do something in the evening. Until then, you all know the line. Wakanda forever. Long live the king, and deuces. Have a good one, everybody. See you soon.